Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you. In this particular episode, we're going to take another look, or a look at another of the 24-hour Le Mans collection in 143 scale by Spark. This being a 2018 Aston Martin Vantage GTE. Similar, but not the same as the one I did the other day. Now, this being a Le Mans model, it comes in the, in the traditional box that you see these cars come in. You can see 2018 Spark, and on the interior of it, you can see the 24-hour Le Mans, and if you look really closely towards the back of the car, you can see the conning tower and everything in there. Very, very cool. Has Pro number 97. This is a factory effort from the Aston Martin group. And unlike the other one, this one shows a picture of the track. Remember, the other model had the swooping all around it, and on the interior you can see Le Mans there, and it looks like a little bit of the track as well, just very, very subtly shaded. Really cool artwork that Spark does with these cars. Very, very impressive. Now let's take a look at the car itself. Now, one thing I did want to show you now that I pulled the car out is how cool the interior of the box is. I mean, it's just neat little touches like this that I think are very, very clever that Spark does. Now, all Spark models come with an acrylic jewel box, you see there, and they come on these very, very nicely done wooden bases that have all the information that you need to know about the car printed right on this. Now, speaking of the Aston Martin Vantage GTE, this car was developed in tandem with the road car by Aston Martin Racing and ProDrive, who actually builds the chassis for all the Aston Martins. The GTE and the GT3 variations allow it to compete in both the FIA, the SRO, and IMSA races. This particular one competed in the 24-hour Le Mans, that being an FIA race, and consequently this would be a GTE version of it. Now, this particular car, or this version of it, was designed by Dan Sayers, and in 2018, the year that this came out, it replaced the Aston Martin Vantage GT2. So this is the first year it came out. And this really cool car is this, believe it or not, it's a metal flake yellow, which is, you can't really see here, particularly with the cheesy ass cell phone that I'm using, with the green accents on it, but it is, guys, trust me when I say it's phenomenally freaking attractive. Now, the chassis is aluminum with carbon fiber panels, and as I'm sure all you know, Aston Martin doesn't make their engines, and that's probably a very good thing because it uses a very reliable front engine Mercedes-AMG M177 4000cc or 4.0 liter aluminum V8 that is turbocharged. The transmission is an X-Track 6-speed sequential manual, and it weighs about 2,745 pounds or 1,245 kilograms. Now, this Spark model, being a GTE, has all the extras you'd expect. I mean, look at the massively wide and long running board. And I love how it has all the sponsors running along the side of it. Very, very cool. The carbon fiber mirror. I mean, God damn, it just looks really, really good, guys. And if you look very closely, you can see the exhaust coming out right out there. And I'm going to turn this around a little bit so maybe you can see it a little bit better, because Spark did a really good job with that. I mean, there you go. You can see the exhaust pipe sticking out there just behind the rear wheel. Very, very cool. Now, you flip this thing around and you take a look at the top of it. You can see all the radiators. And guys, I have pictures of these from the races with the hood off. And you would not believe the amount of radiators they have in this car to keep this engine cool. I don't know how they even fit the engine in there with all the radiators got, but somehow they do. But Spark does a really nice looking job with this. And here you take a look at the front of it. You can see the grille work. It is just absolutely beautiful. The fog lights. The headlights are not real spectacular looking, and for a car as cool as Aston Martin and as expensive as it is, you'd think you'd have a cooler headlight in there than you do, but hey, it is what it is. You take a look at the interior of the car, and this being a Spark, it's freaking spectacular. I mean, very, very nicely done. And here's a cool look at it from the passenger side. And not much different from the driver's side. Sometimes the interior you can see a little bit better. I just cannot really get a good look at the interior from here. Don't ask me why. But you've got Maxine Martin, and John Adam, who are the drivers of this. They are all factory Aston Martin Vantage drivers. They're works drivers. Now you get a cool look at the back of it, and it looks beautiful in yellow. I absolutely love the green along the rear diffuser. And if you don't like, I mean, these tail lights have got to be one of the coolest. The new Porsches that just came out in 2023 have a taillight design somewhat like this, like Aston Martin does. But Aston Martin was doing this 5 years ago because this car is a 2018 model. There you get a look at it from the top, and you can see all the various aerials along the top of the car. And I'm going to rotate this around so you can take a look at the rear diffuser on it. It really sticks way the heck out. I mean, it sticks way out. It kind of reminds me of the Porsche rear diffuser. Mercedes AMG tucks it really nicely inside, but that's not the case with the Aston Martin. And I don't think it detracts away from it at all, particularly when Spark makes it and it's done beautifully in carbon fiber, as you can see there. Then as we pull up here, we'll take a look at all the aerials that you can see. And you've got, 3 of them, including the Pita tube right here, the camera right behind it. Very, very neat. Very, very nicely done. Just excellent detail work by the folks at Spark. Anyhow, guys, that wraps up this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next episode.